Have you ever seen an abacus? It's a wooden frame with rods, and on those rods are beads that slide. The abacus is super old. People have been using it for thousands of years. It was invented way before calculators or even electricity. The abacus was used in ancient Rome, China, and many other places. People used it to do math, like adding up coins or figuring out how much grain they had. It was a really important tool for merchants, traders, and anyone who needed to do calculations quickly. For a long time, people thought the abacus was the best way to do math. It helped them keep track of things and solve problems. Even today, some people still use the abacus. It's a great way to learn about math and how numbers work. So how does this ancient calculator work? Each rod on the abacus stands for a different place value. There's a ones place, a tens place, a hundreds place, and so on. The beads on the rods represent numbers. Let's start with the ones place. Each bead on the ones rod is worth 1. If you slide up 1 bead, you have the number 1. Slide up 2 beads, you have the number 2, and so on. Once you get to 5, there's a special bead on the upper deck. Slide that bead down, and it represents 5. Now let's move to the tens rod. Each bead on this rod is worth 10. If you slide up 1 bead, you have 10. Slide up 2 beads, and you have 20. See how it works? You can count to really big numbers using the abacus. Let's say you want to add 3 plus 2. First, you would slide up 3 beads on the ones rod. Then you would slide up 2 more beads on the ones rod. Now count all the beads that are up. You have 5 beads up, so 3 plus 2 equals 5. Now let's try a bigger addition problem. Let's add 12 plus 23. First, slide up 1 bead on the tens rod and 2 beads on the ones rod to represent 12. Then slide up 2 more beads on the tens rod and 3 more beads on the ones rod to represent 23. Now count the beads. You have 3 beads up on the tens rod, which means 30, and you have 5 beads up on the ones rod, which means 5. So 12 plus 23 equals 35. Subtraction is just as easy. Let's say you want to subtract 2 from 5. First, you would slide up 5 beads on the ones rod. Then you would slide down 2 beads on the ones rod. Now, count how many beads are left up. You have 3 beads up, so 5 minus 2 equals 3. Ready for a bigger subtraction problem? Let's subtract 15 from 32. First, slide up 3 beads on the tens rod and 2 beads on the ones rod to represent 32. Then, slide down 1 bead on the tens rod and 5 beads on the ones rod to represent 15. Now count the beads that are still up. You have 1 bead up on the tens rod, which means 10, and you have 7 beads up on the ones rod, which means 7. So 32 minus 15 equals 17. Using an abacus is fun and a great way to learn about math. The more you practice, the faster you'll get at adding and subtracting. You'll be amazed at how quickly you can solve math problems. So grab an abacus and start counting. Challenge yourself with different addition and subtraction problems. You can even try multiplying and dividing with the abacus. It's a tool that can help you learn and grow your math skills. The abacus is a window to the past and a fun way to learn about numbers. It's a reminder that math can be exciting and hands-on. So go ahead, give it a try and see what you can discover.